But here's a view of the haters, and I got to share this with you before I let you go. She also says, but better, view your opposition as supporters in disguise.
Right. Come on now. Come on now.
You should view your haters as your supporters in disguise, because they wouldn't hate or compete with you if you weren't worthy of their notice.
Come on, Jesus.
Now that's deep. Y'all want me to say that again? I got to say that again.
I got it.
Because when I read this, I almost hollered in my cubicle. Y'all understand I get this at work. She said, view your opposition as supporters in disguise. So view your haters as supporters in disguise, because they wouldn't hate or compete with you if you weren't worthy of their notice. So if they're hating, they notice it. If they're talking, they notice it. They're looking at you. They got you all. They're all up in your stuff. T.D. Jakes put it this way: I didn't know I was that important. I didn't know I was all that until I had a hater. I didn't know people wanted to come out here until you. I mean, really? When you look at what your life is and what it took for you to get
Come on, Jesus.
Would you really want what I had?
Come on, Jesus.
To get where I am? Do you really want to go through this?
Come on, Jesus.
For what I got?
Wouldn't make it.
You don't know how and why and how.
Come on, Jesus.
And who had to come into my life? And all I had, watch this, only one person or two people would have been out of my life. My whole life would have been different. No. You got to understand it. Colossians says that in him all things consist. In other words, he so uniquely got to put everything in place for you to be successful. The fine detail to the numbers on your head has to make who you are. Y'all don't know how important God is in your life. You got to understand that even what you're going through right now, if even there's a problem, it's going to make you stronger. God is allowing something going on in your life right now, good or bad, to mold you, make you, shape you for his glory. When Jesus healed the blind man, Jesus asked the question, who did sin? His parents or this man? They didn't have an answer. They asked Jesus. Jesus said, no, none of them sinned. This is only, watch this, so that the glory of God could be revealed right in him. Right. So he's blind. That sounds like crazy. That's an oxymoron. Amen. You will allow me to be blind for all these years, for me to have an interaction with Jesus, for God to reveal his glory. Right. I preached a sermon some years ago called Challenge for his glory. God will challenge you. He'll let you go through some things, and you didn't even do nothing wrong. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. And what does he do? He opens the man's eyes. Right? Gave sight to the blind. And what did they say? No, that couldn't be him. Because see, when you get a miracle like that, it can't be you. The question is, why not you? How many in here know that you are a recipient of miracles? Okay, you don't put up your hand, you lying, because you already had a miracle in your life, like you sitting in this church right now. And not only a miracle, but miracles have happened. Just for you to be born was a miracle. I mean, just to be here is a miracle. For some of us, just to be saved is a miracle, because we could have died in our sin. His mama and daddy said this about his testimony. Listen, who healed him, we don't know. But guess what? He old enough to speak for himself. They were worried about whether or not Jesus was a sinner. See, they always want to find a problem. Not, watch this, not the deliverance. I don't look for the problem, I look for the deliverance. The man said, well, you're a sinner. I know not. That ain't what I come to tell you. That ain't my testimony. Let me give you my real testimony. I was blind. Whether you're a sinner or not, I don't know. But one thing I do know, I was blind. You know that. But now I see. And they kicked him out of the temple. People will kick you out of their cliques because you're on the side of Jesus.
That's why his parents was afraid too, because they would put them out too.
Put them out of the temple. The temple was the connection to God. See, in the context, we don't understand how important church was for them. All they had was the temple. The temple, and when the temple was destroyed later on, but down the Bible in AD 70, they were scattered all over. Christians were scattered all over the place. They had no centralized place. That represented to them where God was. It was that temple. That's why they talked about the stones and the beauty of them. Jesus said, "Ain't gonna be no stone left upon one another. All of it's gonna be destroyed. You're gonna have to walk with me not because of a building. You're gonna have to walk with me by faith." Amen. In other words, you can't walk on what you see with your eyes and what you got. You're just gonna have to walk with me and know that it's me. And that's why he has John. John speaks to that community. The whole community of John is scattered everywhere. And that's why he says, to many as believed on him, to them he gave power to become the sons and daughters of God. That's in John 1. And that's a testimony because the temple has been destroyed by that time. That's why I say you got to go beyond the Bible. If you want to understand the Bible, learn some history, learn some church history. Yes. Find the theme, the point of the book. Yes. Understand where these people are going. Know who's writing this book and why. And I guarantee your preaching and teaching will be much better. Watch this. Let me finish on the hated part. You got to understand that you have the Holy Spirit shaped as a dove, and she did this wonderful thing, and I wish I had it. I could show it. There was a picture of a dove, and inside the dove, you'll see that there are knives, assault weapons, rifles, hand grenades, pistols, bullets, rockets, and tanks. And that's everything the enemy has tried to come against you. But you know what protected you? Because all that was inside the dove, the Holy Spirit. In spite of all of the knives, the guns, the assaults, the bad, Jesus, God himself, still decided to fill you with this Holy Spirit. I wish I had a church I could talk to. So the best course right away is to watch this. Tune out all this. The haters. Tune them out. Turn it off. Don't pay them any mind. John 15 says, though, you got to love them. Amen. You still got to abide in God, and God's going to be able to keep you. Right? Matthew says you got to love your enemies. You know why you got to love them? Because you're trying to reach them.
Right.
I keep telling folks all the time, we get saved, we want to only hang out with saved folk. Well,
right.
Jesus says,
not unsaved.
Jesus says, I didn't come for the well. Came for the sick. Now, y'all want to say righteous? Y'all cool. Y'all stay in y'all little clique. But the ones in the well don't need a physician.
Right.
You are called to the ones that hate you.
Right.
The ones that don't like you. So there's both a challenge to tune them out, but at the same time to love them. Amen. That's what Jesus said to do. To spend time with them. Even when they don't like you. To do well by them. Why? So that you can still reflect the glory of God. He's telling you to come out of yourself. Let God do it through you. Right. Because that's the only way it can be done.
Right.
That was the calling of Matthew. Matthew was a publican tax collector. Oh, he hangs out with tax collectors. You know, everybody hates tax collectors. Right? Guess what? Matthew became one of his disciples. All right? Zacchaeus took all the money from people. Little short little man, stealing all the money. Somebody should have smacked that little short man outside. Little short man climbed over the tree. Says, I got to see this man. He's coming. And he says, Zacchaeus, come down. He says, I got to go to your house. Because salvation is coming to your house. Because the man repented right then and there. You don't know when God's going to give an opportunity to somebody. That's why I can't hate, because they hate. And so you got to see yourself. When you know who you are, there's no reason to hate. Why I'm hating on somebody who don't know me? Why waste your energy on folk that don't really know you? I'm going to hate on somebody that hating on me, and what for? That's a waste of my time. You don't know who I am. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know the change. You know, there's a wonderful song, that experience song. Since Jesus came into my heart. Since Jesus, what a joy, what a flow. Yes, God. Like deep billows roll, deep billows roll. Since Jesus. Anybody glad that Jesus came into your heart? Can you stand on your feet? I'm done. It's 9 o'clock. I gotta go. I got a son at home. I gotta check on. I got to. See, and my focus is, out of all that you wrote down, my focus, Lord, teach me how to be like you.
Hallelujah.
That incorporates everything.
Everything.
I want to pray better, yeah. I want to preach better. I want to teach better. I want to do better. I want to live better. But most importantly, Jesus. That's why I went to 1 John chapter 3. When you see him, you shall be what? I pray that if you put on your list whatever you got on it, that you would say, I want to be like him. I want to touch people that they get healed like him. You know, you can study miracles. I get a whole course on miracles in the Bible. Because I wanted to learn, what is this power? How do people really believe? Most of the time, it's not you laying hands. It's on whether or not who you're laying hands on will believe. If they don't believe it, it's like, what? They got to believe too.
That's right.
Hallelujah, Jesus. Thank you.